go. I'm your surf instructor. This is a longboard. See how big it is? It's pretty big. And this is a shortboard. It's really not that big. Longboard is meant for slower moving waves, a little more comfortable ride on the wave. It's almost like a Cadillac on the road. You're kind of just, cruising a little bit, having a good time standing up. Compared to a shortboard is like a Porsche or a Lotus. You want to go fast, you want to rip through the waves. Let me explain to you what a rip current is. A rip current is the brown, sandy, muggy water on top of the water that looks like a little wave, but not a wave, just bubbles up on top of the water. And you can see it, it's in circular motion. And that's from swell directions coming into shore, and water from underneath the sand, the lowest point, comes back out. So when water shoots on top, coming into shore, the bottom is going back out. So it's kind of almost like a tunnel. And once water flows, it just keeps flowing back and forth, back and forth. But the water over here is still compared to this water going out with all the waves. So if you get stuck out here, you're in the middle of the ocean and here's the sand, you want to swim this way or this way and then come in parallel to the beach. And that's how you escape a rip current. You can see them out in the water. When you see at the ocean, everything's flat. You see a little whirlpool going like this, that's a rip current, also known as the undertow. It can happen from waves crashing, water sucking you back out. All your muscles, because that's what you're using when you're playing football. Same with soccer players. Soccer players kick the ball out, they want to stretch their legs, they don't want to get cramps. Track stars, baseball players, everybody. A lot of butterfly stretching and surfing. A lot in your legs. Also in your arms too, you don't want to get a cramp out. Now, once you get in the water about knee deep or waist deep, you want to jump on your board. You want to be towards the end on your tail if you're on a longboard. Now, when you paddle, you'll cup your hands just like this. It's always one hand after the other. One hand after the other with your head down. Now, when the wave is pushing you and you feel like you're actually going, you got the momentum, and that's when you want to time yourself to get up. Hips together, your hands are underneath your chest, and you're ready. You're going to pop up just like this. Your feet and shoulders are exactly the same length apart. Your knees are bent, and your arms are out, and your back is straight. And you're riding your wave. You want to turn left, dip your front knee in a little bit, and kind of turn your shoulders. That basically shifts all the way this way. You want to go the opposite towards your right, you dip your back knee in, and you open up your shoulders, which allows you the momentum to shift this way. You're surfing, you're riding on your wave, and let's say you make a mistake. You cross your feet together, you have too much weight up on the nose, you're going to go into the water, too much weight on your tail, you're not going nowhere, you're going to fall off. When you fall off, you're going to fall into water, you won't get hurt. When you fall, you want to cover yourself for about 3 to 4 seconds because let's say the board goes in the air, it's not going to be in the air more than 3 or 4 seconds. It's going to come back down and it won't sink because it has too much buoyancy and thickness of the board. It won't sink through the water and you'll be fine. You want to hop back on your board, kind of take a breather and look around, you see where you're at, and kind of paddle back out. Once you're up in your stance, you want to stand up right in the middle. You have the most control of the surfboard when you're right in the middle, especially on the longboard. If you stand too far forward, you get up and you're right here. Most of the time, the nose of the board is going to go into the water, and from behind it's going to flip and you're going to fall into the water. The more you stand back, the slower you're going to go. If you're all the way in the back, as you can see, the nose of the board is rising up. You're not going to go. When you're surfing, most people like to wear a wetsuit. Wetsuit is a material of neoprene. The wetsuit keeps you afloat into the water. Always small waves breaking close to the shore all the time. But there's the set waves that are more of the larger wave that you want to ride. It has a good feel when you stand up. To pick a wave, like I said, you want to get the third or the fourth one because you never want to get the first one. You're catching the wave on the first, let's say you're going and you fall off. You're in the water, you're fighting, you're looking for your board, you climb up, you're all out of breath. You see 5 more waves coming at you, you're going to get tired. So why not go in the middle and risk it from there and get up on the right wave? There's 3 different waves that are out there. You can get a peak, which you can go either right or you can go left and have 2 guys split the peak. take it both ways. Or there's either a left where the right, you can't really go right on the wave because it's all white water, and this is still peeling left and you want to go left. And such is the opposite way also. It can be no left and peeling right, and you shoot down this way. Now the person that has the right of the wave, it's like driving in a lane. You gotta put your signal on to switch lanes. But out in the water, it's whoever's deeper. I'm going right. I'm already in the wave on the bottom, doing a bottom turn, going up. And somebody drops in from right here. He gets in my way. They don't have that right to drop in. Whoever's deeper. If he was here and I was here, I would never drop in. Drop in on somebody, you either have two choices. The first choice is you either paddle up to that person and say, hey, I'm really sorry, I didn't see you, please forgive me, I'll stay out of your way. Or you can get out of the water before, it's like driving. You can either get a spark plug through your window, or you can get either a broken board from local surfers. And I've seen this happen, and I've been involved with this situation happening. It's not a pretty picture, so please don't drop in on anyone. Have respect out in the water like you do for the road. Let me tell you about sharks. Sharks in Southern California, they do not live by the beach. They live in the